Say that again?
I can give you a history on how the ministries were started.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my name is Jackie, and the ministries were started by my cousin, Mamie Catlin, who just recently passed last year. However, she's a long-time resident of this community. She owned a market in the community. She worked in the community. She worshiped in the community. This building that we're in right now was actually, at one point, a health center, and they actually donated it to the ministries, maybe about 15 years ago, and we got the money to renovate it. Um, I'm trying to think. My ties also to the community is like my family's from this community. Across the street, the barber shop was my grandfather. I mean, my great uncle. He owned the barber shop. The learning center was my aunt's home.
Wow.
You know, those places. You know, um, I guess I've been here all my life, off and on, as far as the pantry is concerned. But
Was there a grocery store here?
right now where the church is located is actually was Bill's, I believe it was Bill's grocery store, and the church, which is there now, when I was younger, is actually the Mount Hope Neighborhood Association.
Mm-hmm.
So we had church over there, and then once the market left, they got this building over here and put the church over here. So from my youngest recollection, that's all I can remember as far as the buildings. Trying to think of what else.
When did the church start doing more community work?
Well, Camp Street Ministries was started maybe over 30 years ago, about 31 years ago. And again, it was started by my cousin, Mimi Catlin. And what she started doing was she started feeding the kids in the community. Her and my uncle Pearl, who owned the barber shop, they would split the cost as far as the snacks for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she began feeding the kids, and they began telling her different things like, we didn't have this in our house and we don't have that. So she eventually teamed up with the Royal Food Bank and started getting food from them and some of the local stores, getting the day-old bread. And it started out as a bread line, basically. And they would give her bread, and she would distribute to the community. And then once she became tied in with the food bank, you know, now it's servicing over 150 families over here.
Wow.
So it has grown. The need has grown. I mean, the community has changed a lot since we've started. You know, a lot of people have come and gone, different people. So
What do you think is the biggest change that you've seen?
I'm seeing just the demographics, the people that are in the community, the structure that, you know, that you see a lot of people being pushed out. You know, they have homes next door. People been there 20 years and they've been pushed out. You know, that's, and probably after next month that
Because of the high cost of housing?
because yeah, people coming in and they're purchasing up these homes, and what they're doing is they're jacking the rents up, and people are not able to afford that, so they're being forced
Right.
to move out. You know, like I said, the house across the street is a prime example. Those people are there over 20 years. You know, using our services, coming here. After next month, we probably won't see them. You know, because someone purchased those homes and their rent went up 3 or 4 times the amount of what they were paying, literally. So they, you know, a lot of, you know, crying. I mean, neighbors would come over there crying. You know what I mean? But what can they do?
Right.
You know. So I mean, those are some of the bigger changes that, you know, that we're seeing around here. You know, we've been here 30 years. We're holding on. You know, and we get a lot of help from, I guess you would say, to our neighbors across the way. You know, to make sure that we're able to function on a day to day. But
And you've been here almost 30 years, right?
yeah, you
Since you
should.
were pretty young, right?
Yes, well, actually, I'm a member of the church. You know, and my aunt, my great aunt, my grandma's sister was the pastor of the church. So I've been here since I was born, basically. You know, but as far as doing the pantry part of it, in this particular position, I would say for the last 11, 12 years. I used to volunteer at the food bank when I was 15. So, and I'm 49 now. So I'll be 49. So that's a long time. You
Excellent.
know.
And you've got a trip planned. Where are you going?
I'm going to the Dominican Republic for the next 40 days, and down here, part vacation, but we are actually going to be doing some mission work to some of the kids and people in the community. I'm staying right in the local community, no resort, just down there with the locals, and we're going to be handing out clothing and different things, so it's almost like bringing some of this work down there.
Yeah.
So it's a big day planned for that down there.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
and I'm going, actually, the person I'm going with is basically one of the Mount Hope community members. She lived in the community. She used our services. She volunteered here. So I'm not, going to see where she's from. And
Great.
yeah.